You're probably wondering how to build Zankou. I mean, that's why you clicked, right? So let me show you how to build her properly. Zankou is an incantation DPS who has two forms, her reality form and her illusion form. In reality form, Zankou will dish out more damage by getting a buff which gives her 25% more DPS for everything she does. In illusion form, she gains a special type of dot effect called Heart Wrench, while having a different basic attack shrink. This dot effect does 3% damage per second, which goes to a max of 30% damage per second. Once her skill icon pops up again, she will gain access to her enhanced illusion form. You know as it'll play this sick ass animation. This also gives her an enhanced ultimate, making her pretty much become Camellia. This ultimate makes her apply another dot effect called Vile Ash, doing more damage and having less stacks. After 5 seconds, she will be able to use a second ult, making her really put the main in DPS. Now let's talk about her passives and how her mechanics work. Her first passive makes it so that enemies have a constant 3 stacks of Scorch, as long as she's on your team. And her second passive pretty much hands her out free cycle energy when you enter a fight, and as long as she's on your team, you also get a nice bonus to cycle intensity for her as well. You know how I was talking about all those dot mechanics? Well, they actually have 50% crit rate value, and her effects actually scale on her crit damage. So stack that if you can. Her Scorch also benefits from her cycle intensity stat, which is why she gets it from her second passive. So TLDR, she wants crit damage and cycle intensity.
Fear is exposed.
Okay, now before I talk about builds, I want to say that this building guide is going to be focusing on her as a main DPS, not the other roles such as Scorch or Break. So with that said, let's get into weapons. For weapons, her signature, Ravenous Blade, is going to be your best option. But if you don't got that, you can use these other options instead. Let's go to consoles. She'll want Crimson Twin Butterflies being her best set, a little over Lost Radiance, but remember that for every Type 2 module Zankou gets, she'll get a boost in crit damage. So for her Tetris pieces, use a layout to something like this. For the substats, her best substats are going to be cycle intensity and crit damage, and then you can get crit rate right after that. She gets a pretty good amount of crit rate from her signature, so you won't have to focus on that really. But if you're using a crit damage weapon, I would get some crit rate. Awakenings. This is for all those cash cows out there. Since you can pick out awakenings you want in this game, the best order is going to be A5, A2, A6, A1, A4, and then A3. I won't be explaining it as I don't want to waste your time, so let's just get onto teams, shall we? Teams. Now for teams you want to have at least these two things. The first being a chaos character like Daffodil or Lacrimosa to trigger reactions like Scorch. And I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but you'll need at least Sakiri, as she gives an insane boost to Scorch by increasing the dot damage taken by 25%. The passive goes up to 75% additional Scorch damage. Not bad. For your last slot, you can use a healer, buffer, Haniel, Eroy. Adler works just fine for shielding and extra Scorch procs as well. Okay, now you know how to build her. Thanks for making it to the end, I guess. If you liked what you saw, please sub. Please.